And today we are at the floating islands, where things get real interesting now. Because it's not just about puzzles or traps now. We have to deal with enemies that we've not seen in this realm before. So, the first smart thing I'm going to do is check my arsenal. So, I am going to go for these bad boys. And I'm going to try to get most of the pickups because all the ammunition and stuff I need is going to be key in this. So I'm going to be smart and save before I make a move. Right. Here we are. I'm hoping no one surprises me and says hello. But this is an unknown area, so I don't expect... Ooh, hello mate. He's the first to show his face. Okay. Man's defying physics at this point. I thought physics wasn't invented. I think he was the first one not to defy that order. Well, in this realm anyway. Oh, come on, dude. Are you going to take your sweet time or are you going to hurry up? I got places to be and places to go. Boom, baby. He exploded. So the first thing I want to do is there's an important item down there that I need to get because it'll be for a door that I'm going to use later on. But what I want to do is I want to get to that place first where the golden bars are. Reason I say that. Oh, no. Nope, never mind. First day of the week and I die. Well, a couple of seconds into it, I'm dead. Ain't that wonderful, right? So, let's try not to be stupid. Alright, I want to get here. There's a reason I want to get here, right? Is I want to pull this lever, right? I don't need to be fair. Oh, I do for that, actually. Sorry, my bad. But, I actually want to get down and grab the other coin, right? But I'm going to be greeted by a not a pleasant person. Not a pleasant person, indeed. Known as a Jade Warrior. So, from what I remember, in this realm is basically... I guess they're the Emperor's men? I could be wrong. And you know what? I've got a habit like looking over like I'm going to see better, which... okay. I guess that's just me in a nutshell then. Right. Right. Let's see if I can do this without dying. Ooh, well, I did die a lot. Hello, mate. Are you gonna... No? Okay. Not yet, then. He ain't gonna try to kill me yet. So. That's fine, I guess. But I pulled that lever because that's where the second coin is, and I want to get to that second coin as well. So, boy, are you gonna say hello to me? No? Are you just still standing there having a mod? Right. Let's see if I can actually reach that. No guarantee if there's going to be me reaching it. Oh dear. I wish I had the flying abilities. Oh, that would be nice. There we are. Lara's going to have to bring the skills to the max with multiple versions of gymnastics that she's going to have to do. Yep. I do like the decor, right? You can tell there's like corruption with the jade, yeah? It's like, it's green and eerie, so that's obviously some level of corruption. But then you also see like beautiful plant life. And like, I guess there may be like cherry blossoms, but I could be wrong. Or like a certain type of plant, like grows in that realm. But there's like life, there's plant life, right? That does signify like, they don't look corrupted, they don't look dead. Which means that there may have been some tranquility and balance in this realm at one point. Now, here's my theory, right? It's not like a fact or anything like that, but I reckon this place wasn't corrupted at one point. It was normal. Oh, hello, mate. Oh, he got big old sticks. Jim Bob got an upgrade. Ooh. God damn. Bro wanted to slap me silly with those sticks. Alright. So yeah, like I said before Jim Bob 2.0 decided to interrupt me, is I reckon this place wasn't corrupted at one point. I reckon this probably was a divine celestial place, because this is relatively it's an area that came to existence once the dagger was used in a ritualistic sort of manner, which I think to believe that it is actually like a pocket realm. They can't actually get up here, oddly enough. So I'm more inclined to believe that it is some sort of pocket realm, a like pocket divine realm that may have been corrupted by evil cultivators. Now, whether that was the Emperor's doing or the Black Flames cult's doing, there's like a huge gap of the unknown. So like, I think this core design left it like that to make people guess. But I reckon the Emperor in the beginning cutscene was red, right? Signified his folly, for maybe he wanted to rush the process of ascending and was impatient and circumvented it, and that was his punishment. He didn't have the full access or abilities of a dragon, but he had limited abilities of a dragon. But obviously he succumbed to the monks. Boy, can you, thank you. Jeez, man. So I reckon, right, that he, what is that? What is that? Hold on. What is that? Sorry, I don't mean to just abruptly stop the conversation, but I'm just looking what the hell that is. Oh. Never mind. Alright, but look, you can see that doesn't, like, the stone was normal, but there's some weird green, weird goop. Now, that looks like corruption to me at one level. So maybe that, this is what I'm thinking, right? The Emperor wanted to rush ascension to like godhood and want to be met in the celestial realm with, you know, like, and being ascended to divine, like godhood, right? And if we're talking about Chinese mythology of like heaven and hell and the immortals and demigods and stuff like that, like think Sun Wukong and stuff like that, right? In those eras, right? Like in the movies, like celestial beings and stuff like that. So here's my theory, right? The reason why the Emperor dragon form was red was, I think he was rushing and he was impatient, and so he kind of took a shortcut in the path, the pilgrimage path to ascension, right? In order to grasp the Dagger of Xian in order to ascend. But in doing so, it corrupted the ordeal and he was punished because it defied the Heaven's Order. And obviously the Heaven's Order, like back then in like the Ming Dynasty or the Han Dynasty, like the Emperor was the son of heaven and stuff, the Heaven's mandate, and like being the son of the dragon and all that, right? So this is what I think, right? He was punished for that. Hence, he wasn't a golden dragon. He was a red dragon, right? So in the Temple of Xian, you notice in the entire level, even though it was like filled with ridiculous traps, there were statues and ornaments that revered a golden dragon. And back in those days, in the Chinese different dynasties, right, the golden dragon was revered as a celestial godlike being that governed over the heavens, and that was benevolent, right? Not malevolent, benevolent. So being good, right? But what I reckon is the Black Flame cult corrupted it. Now, here's my theory. I think Gianni and Marco Bartoli are like, I guess they founded the Black Flame cult and used their sorcery. And obviously this cult is gone for generations and generations. So we don't even know who was before Gianni or Bartoli at that point, right? And obviously they were at war with the Barking Monastery monks. Sorry, I was saving twice there. And I reckon that it caused a lot of problems, right? for them. As in, the monks realized there was going to be a balance upset because a power such as the Dagger of Xian, which housed the essence of a celestial being known as the Golden Dragon, was going to be corrupted beyond measure, right? So they obviously wanted to stop it. The Emperor obviously was defeated easily because in his hubris, like, he was nearly destroying everything without a second thought, right? Sorry, second thought. And in doing so, the monks happened to get the upper hand and obviously pull the dagger out of him, destroying his body and essence all in one. Not necessarily destroy us and like cease to exist. It just was absorbed by the dagger and brought to the floating island's realm to replenish its sustenance for energy and like life force. Now, from what I gather, how Marco Bartoli got access to this realm is obviously through sorcery, right? So he did a blood ritual, stabbing it and uttering some words, and like the black flame cult obviously are more in a sense of like inherently evil. So they did whatever and anything they can to obtain power that isn't rightfully theirs. So in that retrospect, Bartoli ends up getting the chance to turn into a golden dragon, even though the golden dragon is a form only for those of divine right and who were worthy of such a thing. But they manipulated the energy in order to like usurp that, so he could have that power for himself and then like destroy like the human race and, you know, recreate in his image and rule with an iron fist. Now, mind you, this is just a theory. It's not anything concrete, but considering like how this heavily based realm, like the floating islands, is based on like a celestial realm, you know. Oh, they haven't woken up yet, which is weird. Or maybe it was a specific order that I had to trigger them. But I don't like the fact. I do want to get those goodies, but I know they're going to be like, and then try like slice me in half. Because, you know, that's the thing, right? Can I have this? Ow. Even though you're a jade piece of shit, you still hurt. Can I have this, sir? You're not using it, are you? Because you seem to use a dagger or sword. A jade sword or whatever. Cleaver more like. Because, like, look to this realm, right? It looks beautiful. You can hear, like, heavenly music. Like, celestial music. Which I'm inclined to believe because, like, considering... Ooh, hello, mate. He's just walking through the bridge, okay. Because that's the thing. Alright. So, I've done that. And I actually, that's what I actually think. Because, like, I think this realm was for when emperors long past were meant to go and for ascension. This was like a test realm. Oops, sorry. This was like a test realm for them to ascend to divinity, right? And then once they laid where they were, once impaling themselves with the dagger, they're meant to like cultivate over time to then ascend to the true form, to ascend to the heavens, right? To become the son of heaven and, you know, governing all of the heavens and celestial realms. However, Marco Bartoli obviously ruined that. Or the Black Flame cult did. They ruined it. Why? Because they wanted something they couldn't have. The ability to have power so they could just like rule with tyranny. Alright, I'm just going to try to be careful on this part. But it would make sense considering... Woo! Nope. Aw, never mind, I'm dead. And the boulder's following me as well. That's Lara slipping into the void, alright. But did I see another boulder? Wait. Where? So I slid down, right? Oh, bro, that's next level. Okay. Alright. So, I'm meant to do this. Yep. Woohoo, too close. Oh, that's how that happens. Okay. My god, too close for comfort. Yeah, I'm gonna be saving a bit. But yeah, like in the beginning cutscene where you see the two monks return the dagger, right? Once they do, like the purple eye of like the main head of where the actual like pedestal is, and then they slide the dagger into the mouth of the dragon, and the dragon's mouth closes, and both the eyes on the dagger and the pedestal dragon's head eyes start glowing with eerie energy, and you just see purple aura cover them, and then they scream, meaning their essence got consumed by the dagger, right? And maybe somehow their essence is what powered this realm, and like it may have been corrupted when the emperor did what he did, but I reckon those monks that got absorbed, because they were the Barkane Monastery monks, and they were good people, because, you know, they fought against evil and they were trying to bring balance. Maybe their essence and their body and their very fiber, like the pure entity of their body, right? Mind, body and soul, merged with this realm that created some aspects of like balance and serenity, which would explain like why there's half, you know, like a beautiful like orchid area, and then all of a sudden you see like this weird green jade corruption. Now I reckon this green jade corruption is what Bartoli's essence is doing to the realm, because he's so evil that it's actually corrupting this realm, and this realm is slowly being covered by it. So, and then obviously the jade warriors that follow Bartoli, because he has the dagger in him now, they swear fealty to him because he has a dagger, and that's the key to this realm. So that's what I think. Actually, comment down below and let me know what you think. And shwing. This isn't going to be fun. I know that for a fact. This is going to be full of death, right? What I mean? Oh yeah, look. How about a no? Someone's saying hello, innit? Oh god. Big boy. Woo! Yeah, no. Bye. Oh, I don't like that. You know when you... Look, you move away, there's no shadow, right? As soon as you move, you see a shadow. That creeps me out, man. Oh my god. Because you can't tell in the first one, right? But like in the old G graphics, as I just did not long ago, but the new graphics you can tell, and it's actually quite eerie, to be honest. Right? Because like, look at this place. It looks this looks suited to what an emperor would be having. You know what I mean? Like, it may be like a temple for celestials, or a temple for immortals, or those who are cultivating to be immortals, you know? Oh my god. Ah, whoa. Oh shit. Nope. How about a no? And a no? And a no? Woo! No, Lara, move! Jeez, man. Oh my god. That was just insane. There we are. I'm not gonna have perfect health, unfortunately, but yeah, like this round must have been nice at one point, but the corruption's just done a number on it. Look at it. I reckon this is where people maybe went to if they wanted to go through the path to ascension, and this was like the realm where you would be tested on mind, body and soul, and like in the arts of like cultivating and learning various spells and techniques and martial skill and martial prowess and different root power and all that, like various elements and shit, stuff like that, right? And that's what I think. I mean, it makes sense if you watch one of those like ancient Chinese fantasy movies, right? Oh my god. Well, she's being cooked in hellfire. Actually, that's probably like celestial flame, actually, to be honest. That's what I think, anyway. And I just realised I did have my timer on, but I guess it switched itself off. Whoops. Oh, never mind. Anyways, I'll try my best to do this under an hour and then edit what I can. And, you know, and hopefully it'll be like under like 50 minutes or something. Who knows? But as I was saying, like, this would make sense if this realm was like corrupted by the Black Flame cult because they wanted access to the realm. You know, it kind of, the way they portray this kind of reminds me of Dragon Age Origins, of like the story of the Tevinter mages pushing their way through to the golden city of the Maker, but inherently corrupting it and then becoming the first ever Darkspawn, right? Because like they wanted something they wanted access to, and it was a divine realm. They wanted that power to usurp it and to use it for their own perverted wants and needs, and like sort of power, you know, thirst for power and forbidden knowledge, right? And unfortunately what happened was they ended up basically destroying and corrupting an entire city, and in turn for their blasphemous and sinful deeds they were punished. And in doing so, they ended up becoming the first Darkspawn. That sucks to be them though, to be honest. Because it's like, don't touch something that don't belong to you, mate. Like a next level stupid that they have to be to do that, you know? I personally don't get it why, but it's just how people are, I guess. But the story is evidently interesting because of what's required and what happens, you know? Like, yeah, hello, mate. He's gonna slice my arse in half if I don't get him. There we are. The weapon, the Uzi seemed to be more effective. I can use the M16, but I find like Lara jaggers a little bit when she's using it. I don't know if that's just how the devs did it, or if it's just like a glitch in her character just not being able to use it properly. So if worse comes to worse, I start running low on Uzis, I'll use the shotgun. But I am going to try to be careful with my resources because there's just a ton of enemies in this. Oh, come on, girl. You can get up here. But, like, that's what I'm thinking. When Bartoli did stab himself with the dagger, I think he just inherently corrupted the realm. Why? Because he's selfish, right? And two, because he so wanted to ascend to godhood, he's just inadvertently corrupted it. Look at that. Like celestial fire, you know? That's just corruption beyond anything. Man's stupid on the next level, I tell you that. Okay, no. Yeah. Otherwise, this place probably was probably beautiful at one point. But I think the monks accidentally being absorbed by the dagger is probably what restored some of the realm's previous beauty and brought some semblance of balance. Heck, who knows? Because this realm is like just pure energy. I mean, it makes sense that maybe the denizens here, because they obviously exist as energy, right? Maybe they're trying to help Lara by like creating paths and ways to get to where she needs to. Like, what place in a celestial realm, pocket realm, would have a zip liner going to the other side? You know, stuff like that. I would think like whoever the beings of this realm are probably like the ones that are good, mind you, that aren't corrupted, that still have some semblance of energy to assist, are probably providing stuff that she recognizes, you know. And they see her as a force of good to stop the evil that's already entered the realm and is further corrupting the realm. Because, like, the corruption's spreading, mate. Like, super duper spreading. Oop. Whee! I'm curious, right? I'm just going to see what happens if I do this. Whee! Yeah, make fun of... Oh my god. I don't think yeah, I pressed caps. What the actual hell? I'm stupid. So I wasn't meant to do that. I was meant to walk, right? I can hear some weird noise. Oh, hello, mate. Floating dude. Hello. Dude, why are you doing that to me? Bro. I know you're trying to get, like, followers on TikTok to show your magic floating levitation skills. But I don't think you're suitable for that content, mate. Alright, I've dealt with the two idiots. And I'm gonna push this block. The thing is, right? Those guys, I don't think it's their fault that they have to attack Lara. Like, if she was the one that had the dagger on her, or maybe stabbed herself with it, right? And following the ritualistic route of ascension, maybe they wouldn't attack her. But you know what? I'm more inclined to believe that Bartoli, like Black Flame Cult, has corrupted it with their magic, and thus, you know, it's become a hideous place now. It's sad, isn't it? So sad. But what can you do? Nope. I totally messed that up. Okay. Because it's like hellfire and... Well, I don't even think it's hellfire. I think it's like celestial fire, but I could be wrong. But this obviously was a celestial realm where the dragon would remain. And it would cultivate until it turned into a dragon, you know? But what can you do, innit? What can you do? What did I... did I open something? I probably did, yeah. Thank you for the M16 rifle that I'm not going to use. Because, well, the gun looks awesome, don't get me wrong. Oh, I died. Right to the gonads. Right to the gonads. That disc hit her gonads, man. Slice and dice, mate. That trap is like... OG, like, saying, you ain't coming here. Yeah, let me... fucking hell. I'm not gonna try slide down because that's just stupid. Because it's like death waiting for me. Look at that. Bloody lava, molten lava fluff buff down there. I'm just gonna get roasted and toasted if I even try jump down there anyway. Lara's not exactly immortal now, is she? Right. So, not that side, I don't believe. That side. Because, yeah, like, I just don't see it being the case where Lara would do that. Although I do like Tomb Raider Underworld when she actually gets Thor's hammer and then, you know, shows everyone whatnot. That's the only time she actually uses an actual artifact for this full purpose. Ideally was to solve the case about her mother's disappearance, you know? Which I get. I totally get. You know? So, let me just check. And do this. Right. I don't know why that door opened, to be honest. I don't see the point of it opening the way it did. But, I don't think questioning game logic is really going to get the answers you really want. I'm just getting here. There we are. Oh god. Oy, okay. You know what? Maybe there's another way, because like I've opened that door. This is probably a shortcut, right? This is just death. This is just straight up death, man. Hold on. Like, bad enough you got these weird stone things slapping the wall, right? God knows what they are. Whether they're metal, whether they're stone, whether they're ninja stars, who knows? But I'm just gonna... What I'm gonna do is pull this back and then try to get to the top and make my way down below, because there's water there from what I remember from my previous playthrough of it's basically the original Tomb Raider back in the day when I played it. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Like, I played it so many times that I did go back, and this was like maybe a bit before COVID that I went through it myself. Because I just felt nostalgic, so I just decided to play it. Took me a couple of attempts to get it up and running though, which was a hell annoying. But I did manage to do it in the end, with multiple patches and stuff like that. I mean, that's why I'm grateful for the remaster, is newer systems can play it now, you know? And you can still swap between the old and new graphics, which is quite nice. Hey! Did I not pick that? Oh, maybe because I died. Oh well. You're like, gonna dive into hellfire? Hell yeah! Whee! Yep. There we go. And this is like mind-boggling, right? You think, oh, what the hell? That's... yeah. It's upside down. I don't know if it's upside down. Just, it's weird. Right. I pulled the lever. I'm on my way back now. Well, I can't go back to where I went. As in, I dived down. And dived into a pit. I just have to make my way the original way, which is through here. Like, here. Then I just pull this lever. Because hell no am I going to be like trying to deal with the slashing blades. Because oh my god, that's like Death Wisher. These bad boys. And the worst thing is water. There's quite a large volume of water in the area. It makes it very hard to like maneuver and dodge and try to avoid those slicing blades. Otherwise, I knew immediately if I tried to do that, I'd instantly die. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to die. I will want to prolong my chances of living longer. Alright, let's see if we can do this. I do like the detail, because like if you go in the OG one, you can tell only by a little bit. It's got some eerie glow. But like, I like how this looks, because it makes it look more eerie and nightmarish. Especially the music. Because like the music's got like, you know, draconic roars, whispering, demonic noises and eerie sounds that make it like satanic, well, kind of similar to like cultist and satanic in style. But yeah, like, you know, I like the fact that they remastered it, and it's gonna be a game where, yeah, like once you finish it, you can always go back like a few months down the line. If you want to play it again, you can always play it again, you know. And it has replayability because they've added a new game plus, which then changes certain parameters of the game. Like certain enemies might do certain things. You can only save a certain amount of time. Supplies are limited and stuff like that. And like in Barkang Monastery, the monks don't attack you when you first play the game, right? It's only Bartoli's men that does. But if you accidentally shoot one of the monks, obviously all the monks in the area will be like, oh, she hit you, we'll get her, right? But in New Game Plus, they're hostile regardless. So it's like, you have to kill everyone. It's like, gun them down, boys! So, yeah. Pretty much. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm not gonna like miss that jump, because if I do, instant death. Instantaneous death. More death. Ooh. Oh, this is gonna be like... It's like, Lara's loaded with guns, yeah? If I didn't know any better, she kind of feels... The amount of guns she has makes her look like the average American, if that makes sense, right? Because of the amount of guns she has. She has a fucking arsenal from like... I guess they're pistols, maybe 9mm pistols. You got the pump action shotgun. Then you've got the automatic pistols, you got the Uzis, you got the M16, you got the grenade launcher, and you got the harpoon gun. That's not relevant, obviously, because it's underwater stuff, but it's still a gun. And being impaled with large metal spike spear harpoons, they've been painful because the edges on that gun, well, the edges on the ammo itself is like a barbed wire, like barbed effect, so it rips and tears into flesh. And that's what they use to hunt fish, mostly. Well, and divers tend to use it if sharks get a bit too handsy and friendly. I mean, handsy and friendly meaning chomp you down without a second thought. Yeah, I know I'm saving a lot. Which one of you boys want to say hello? Hello, hello, hello. No? You're just... there. Okay. I mean, they're aware. They're there. They're aware, but they're not like reanimated. But I guess I don't think they are living, right? To some extent, but I think they're not like more like they're not like flesh, right? I reckon they're like construct drones, as in like celestial guardians made of jade and that reanimate because it's magic, right? Because this realm's magic, and then attack basically enemies. Right, check this out, yeah? Beautiful work on that door. We go on the old school, you can't even see squat on that, man. Like, the hell's that? The hell's that? But you go on that, oh, it's beautiful, right? Beautiful. But it doesn't look, it looks really weird. Okay. And then when you go down here, lovely green goopy goop jade, here is a lovely lever. But lo and behold, we got hello, number 1 over there. Good sir over there. Double homie there. So 2, 3, 4 of those dudes. That's gonna be fun. I think shotgun's gonna be too slow, you know. Ah, screw it. Right. And Bartoli's ninja man, cause why not, right? This is next level, mate. As soon as I pull that lever down, they're all gonna come after me. Yep. Oh shit. Big boy angry. Woo! Oh god, no! Get away from me, boys! I need to deal with the big boys first, innit? Eat it. God. Alright. Not over yet, though, I tell you that. Not over yet. Oh, thanks for the double shotgun, mate. I probably will need to use that at some point. But the only problem is those big guys are fast. Like, they're big, and they are very quick with steps, right? So I need something that just pelts them with bullets, like, constantly on the spot. Right. So. Oh. Oh, hello, mate. Whoop. God damn. Can you? I can't catch a break, can I? Yeah, it was. When I first played this on the OG graphics, like the old school, right? Back in the day, I was like flabbergasted because I was like, what the hell do I do? And I didn't have that much supplies. But I obviously now got a full arsenal, thank God, right? Because, oh my God, I wouldn't want it any other way. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having to deal with that? Like, not much in an arena, I tell you that. Oh, Lara, get out of the way! He fucking runs up to you, man. Look at that. Beefy boy. Good. One less to worry about. Okay. So now I can pull this lever. I need to go for a shotgun because I'm running low on Uzis at the moment. Lara's having a fun old time though. Oh, hello. You brought... Man brought blades to a gunfight. Not smart. But those kunais flipping hurt though. Grenade launcher. Okay, ammo. Shotgun does more damage, don't get me wrong. But it's having a perfect way to deal with enemies that's just... Oh. I was like, huh? I was like, bro, door's not even open. What's going on? I had to... Oh. Hello? Oh, fuck me. No! Ow! Get up! Whew! That shotgun does do a fair amount of damage. But it's just timing it right. I gotta like... Let me just check. I got automatic as well. So I gotta alternate between different weapons because I can't be doing this constantly. If I constantly use the Uzis, I'm gonna eventually run out. Let's see how long I've been doing this so far. Alright. All I'm going to say is that, as I said, if you do like any of my videos or this video itself, drop a thumbs up, show your appreciation and support for my channel. And if you want to be notified of when I release my next video, hit that subscribe button because it does help. However, as I was going to say, there are 2 polls out. One poll is just for me to decide on basically it's for me to know what type of, like, how long you want my content, future content to be. Like, do you want it to be like half an hour, 45 minutes long? Do you want it to be like and 1 hour long, or like a little bit more depending? Or do you want content to be about 15 to 20 minutes long? Now, the link for this poll will be down below in the video description. Just cast your vote. So then it will give me... oh, never mind, I'm dead. Bye. Roasted and impaled. And a broken neck on top of that. As I was saying, and the second poll is 4 games I have picked. There are various genres of types of games. I did want to say that if the games that I have put up on the poll are Jade Empire Special Edition, Robocop Rogue City, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and Just Crow Things. Now, all 4 of them are different games in general, as in the type of genre they are, the style they are, how the artwork and graphics look. down to the teammate, right? And basically, if you want me to play any of those games... Oh, never mind. I'm almost dead. Am I dead? Nope, yeah, I'm dead. Oh, I didn't break my neck. I just got impaled. Let me try that without stupidity. My god. Alright, if I die one more time, I'm going to be annoyed with myself. Because the stupid thing is the camera ends up being at a weird angle, so it's just hard to see where you're going. But both these polls are going to be in the video description down below. By the time this video comes out, the information for those 2 polls will be down below. I'd really appreciate it if you could submit your vote. For the first one, obviously giving you feedback on like how I'm doing for content wise and what I can do to further improve content. I mean, I am learning as I'm going on. I have been doing it for roughly 5 to 6 months, but there's still always new things to learn. And I'm working with what I have. Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely... Yeah, no. Oh my god. I can't even have a conversation because I'm getting Lara killed constantly. You know what? I'll be right back. Oh no, you don't. Yeah, I'm back, by the way. That dude just caught me off surprise. My god, did that take forever? That took forever. My god. Oh my god. What the actual hell? Right? Absolute piss. I tell you that. I died so many times. I'm like, how the hell am I not getting this right? Like, I was absolutely sucking potatoes at this point. What's down there? You noticed that? Let me go on the 3D camera pan. Alright, yeah, I go there, but what's here? Huh. Right. But why... Huh. That's not a sort of secret room. Oh, yes it is. Okay. Alright, makes sense. What? All the way out here? What the hell? Boy. Alright. I'm not overly bothered about the secrets, to be fair. Because they're not... Because, like, to be honest, I can go full completionist, but then it ends up being... The video ends up being a lot longer than it should. I mean, yeah, there can be things where you can edit it out, but I'm just like, whatever. Well, no, I'm not really saying whatever, actually, to be honest. It's just more in the sense of I like to play it my own way. Everyone has their own style of playing something. Some people prefer to go completionist route and get every single secret and pick up or discover Easter eggs, you know, that sort of stuff. Me, I just want to play the game as is, how I want, you know, and enjoy the story and the ambience and atmosphere while playing one of the iconic characters, Lara Croft. Boom! And we've done floating islands. Now, that was an interesting one, right? Now, yeah, there was just like tons of enemies and those dude floating in the sky. I was just like, oh, this is next level. I wish I'd add that some of that magic. Could just shoot it right back at them. But no, Lara had a full arsenal of weapons. Like, I sometimes believe she's more American than she is British in that sense. Considering us Brits don't really have guns, which is a shame, to be honest, considering Americans are allowed to defend themselves in their own homes, and we English people, British people, are not allowed to do such a thing. Otherwise, we would end up being put in jail, basically, because of it. But enough of all of that. So, Floating Islands is quite an interesting level. I didn't get any pickups. Boo-hoo. I'm bad for that. My bad. 26 out of 39 pickups. 22 kills. I mean, I've done pretty alright, to be honest. Yeah, I know people are going to be like, oh, you should have got all the secrets. But I'm like, to be fair, the only secrets that really matter are the ones in the DLC because it unlocks a secret level. From what I know anyway. And I think the secrets do act as something when you do New Game Plus. But don't quote me on that. I think they do, but I don't know. But don't quote me on it. I'm not entirely sure. I might have to look it up and see if they do play relevance. Like, sorry, if they play any importance in the New Game Plus, like if they change some characteristics or any options and stuff like that, right? So we'll have to see on that. But I was going to say thank you for sticking around, and yeah, look forward to more videos. I will be releasing them. Some are going to come out earlier than Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are the days I do upload. But 1 or 2 videos might come out a little bit earlier than that because by next week, Thursday, I will not be here. I will be enjoying family functions, so I will not be able to make content at that time. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get all the 4 levels out of the way, which is Temple of Xian, Floating Islands, Dragon's Lair, and Home Sweet Home. Once I've done all those, I'll then post them out. When you hear the emergency services go down your road, it's just like 24/7 at this rate. You can just hear it every single day. Blue flashing lights up and down the road. Besides all of that, look forward to more videos. The next video after Floating Islands will be the Dragon's Lair. And that is going to be an epic showdown between Lara and Marco Bartoli. Look forward to that video. Anyway, as I was going to say, as the evening closes, I bid everyone a good morning, a good afternoon, and a good night. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.